I went to a mental hospital. Yeah! Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diamond, and today we are going to be talking about the time I went to a mental hospital. First, cocoa butter. You might be asking, Diamond, why are you choosing to talk about the time you went to a mental hospital? Well, because... oh shit. Sorry, I almost dropped the toy. I decided to talk about the time I went to a mental hospital because tomorrow, Wednesday, is coming out. Which I decided to do a Wednesday inspired photo shoot. So today I am going to be looking a little emo, a little dark aesthetic, a little Wednesday, and this used to kind of be my vibe, but it's definitely not my vibe anymore. I am now more like I want to be colorful and fun. So basically, I have always been depressed. Now, a lot of people are depressed, so it's not like, I'm not gonna say it's not a big deal because I don't want to undermine anyone else's experiences. I would just say a lot of people go through depression. So, am I the most special? No. But I low-key have always been depressed. I don't really know how to explain that other than it's just something that was always a part of me since I was younger, especially like 8 years old to now. to now. It's just something that's a part of me. I am now 18, so at least 10 years this has been a part of my life, was depression. And you know what has also been a part of my mental health career is being suicidal. Me being suicidal has been a part of my life since I was also younger, probably more middle school age rather than like my whole life. Rather than how depression has basically been here my whole life, I don't really know when it started. It was there. Okay, it was there. It's been there. Don't know.
Oh, brother, this guy's still
Foundation. In high school, I decided to go through a big change. Okay, in middle school, let me explain my middle school self, and we'll talk more about it in a different video because this is a part of my high school lore and a part of this episode series of me literally dropping everything since I graduated high school. I'm gonna clear my chest. I'm 18. I'm legally allowed to say whatever the fuck I want. In middle school, I went by different pronouns.
This a 2G Glock, on the phone finna catch a 2G pop. I'm on tour pouring up every pit stop. Nigga reach for this chain, get shit.
I'm not transgender. I'm biologically a female. But in middle school, I did not want to be biologically a female.
Talk at anybody, we knock anybody down. This up with anybody, we ain't started that.
Why this is important is because once I entered high school, it was kind of that weird area of COVID where I kind of had a small gap between high school and middle school where I had a lot of time on my hands to completely change my identity. And you might be like, what the fuck does that mean? I lost a bunch of weight because in middle school I was about 200 pounds and I was no longer that in high school, okay? I had a big eating disorder, which we'll talk about in a different video. We'll talk about that in a different video as well. That's a part of my high school and middle school lore. Why this is important is because I basically shifted my whole personality to basically be a girl boss, girl queen, next level of female empowerment so that I can fit in and everyone would think I'm cool as shit. Which, you know what, for the most part, I'm not gonna lie, low-key worked. For the most part, I was very well known. I was confident as hell, which, you know what, my ego needs to be boosted down a little bit. But my freshman year and sophomore year of high school, I was fucking goated. But I also was not being my true self whatsoever, and I didn't have any real friends. And you know what? Everyone low-key hated me, even though, you know, on the surface it looked like I was kind of the shit. Well, underneath, I was breaking down. Everyone didn't like me. I didn't have any real friends, and you know what? Life low-key sucked. My room was the only examples of myself, so when people came over, they were always so confused. They were like, this is your room. You don't seem like this person at all. Yeah, because I changed for people. So after that, it was kind of like, what do I do? I really hated myself. And during this time, in the last episode, we talked about my stalker / secret admirer. And then in future episodes, we will talk more about the reasons why I wanted to. But it got so much to a point where now it was actually getting serious. Because now, sure, I had always kind of low-key been and had depression. But now it had gotten to a point where I was being very risky, okay, with myself. I was taking a lot of substances, and I was just, I wanted to. I think my parents, I don't remember how they knew. There was a situation with my brother prior, but I won't touch on that. But after that situation, they were more alert about mental health and mental illness, and I had always had a problem, you know? They didn't even know he had a problem. But once that happened, they were more prone to pay attention to me. And turns out I definitely had a problem. I like, since the ages of like 10, 12, I have always planned out my suicide. And I have always had letters, and I still have my letters and journals of the plan and stuff all over my room. I wasn't really shy about it, especially in my sophomore year, of saying that I was going to do it. And my eating disorder was getting like very bad, where it was just like, I don't want to deal with this. I hate how I look. And hating how I looked was honestly one of the main reasons, which is so sad, because I was like, boy, it's not, hating how you look, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Lipstick / blush / lipstick. But it's like, it was not that serious. Like, I did not have to do all of that because I hated how I looked. But you know what? I'm just a girl, and I definitely was going to do it. Or like, I wanted to, and I was so a lot. Like, because at that point of time, I was like, it's not even a bad thing. Like, of course I wouldn't want my friends to do it, but it's not that bad because I'm doing it to myself and I'm not harming anyone else, so who the fuck cares? You're harming yourself. That's why people care, because it's harmful, okay? You are actively harming yourself. Maybe I should have been more pale for this, but I'm doing this photo shoot with my puppet. It's not directly inspired by Wednesday, okay? I had this idea because Wednesday is coming out, and I was like, I want a darker, like, theme. I was self-harming, and I didn't really see any reason to stop. My family wanted me to stop, and I was like, no, because first of all, you guys kind of low-key put me here with all the trauma you have induced on my life. So it's like, why would I stop? This is how I deal with stuff. This is how I've always coped. And I had been harming me since middle school, I think. And so at that point, it's just like, that's a part of your daily routine, you know? Like, it was just like, it wasn't that serious to me. Like, I was like, this is how I deal. How do you think I get the good grades? How do you think I deal with my emotions? Like, I definitely was not taught how to deal with my emotions by, like, you guys. So how do you think I deal with my emotions? I'm not sure my sophomore year if I necessarily wanted to, because I know I did before, like my freshman year and like middle school and stuff, but I think I honestly liked my life my sophomore year. It's just, I definitely have depression, and I definitely didn't know that I clinically have depression. Like, and I didn't know that I also kind of have other things where it kind of adds on to the depression, where it kind of makes me a little mentally unwell naturally. Powder. Please, she sent me to the mental hospital.
What the hell?
Chat, I'm not gonna lie, I low-key needed to be sent to a mental hospital. Like, my sophomore year was bad. It was bad. There was rumors about me. There was this teacher that I was having a thing with, the secret admirer. There was a lot, which I will later explain in later videos. This is just, I don't want to explain all of that lore in this video because more content, more content later on. One thing that shocks me even now is that I did actively tell a lot of people about this stuff happening to me. I'm definitely the type of person to say all of this stuff and be the person with a lot of lore where people don't take it serious at all. And they definitely should have been taking it serious, because that's why I ended up in a mental hospital. Especially like authorities. I'm like, chat, why would you, if a kid comes up to you and is like, hey, me and this teacher hang out a lot. I don't know. I feel like you should, I feel like you should do something. I don't know if you could hear that, but I'm gonna pretend like you can't. Brush. We're gonna be doing my eyes because I feel like eyeliner makes sense for this, but I don't have eyeliner, so we're doing eyeshadow. Black. So basically, after I went to the mental hospital, not after, I'm talking about while I'm in the mental hospital, because this is where it's fun. This is where I had a blast. Honestly, I deserved to be in the mental hospital. Okay, night one. I low-key was in, well, day one, because I went during the day, because I wouldn't talk, okay. Let me explain this before I move on. When I am high stressed, high anything, or really depressed, really something, my mental state is just horrid, I go mute. I don't talk. I will not talk. And this was my mommy's last straw with me. And which I have done this before. It's not like I haven't done this before, but it was her last straw in this sense to send me to the mental hospital. And so basically at the mental hospital, I did talk. It's just I wasn't talking a lot. And I think I seemed shy at first. And I definitely think I seemed shy during the whole thing. But not if you were actually talking to me. Like, if you're actually directly talking to me, it's like, okay, of course she's not shy. Which I think is what I do in every sense. Like, when I was in the mental hospital, I definitely didn't think of it as anything different. I was just like, oh, well, this is my life now. And I honestly didn't think, at that point of my life, I did not think my parents were gonna come back for me. And honestly, I was debating running away. But I always debate running away. That's kind of my go-to. Oh, my eyes. Doing eyeshadow kind of actually hurts ass, bro. This hurts ass. This hurts ass. This hurts ass. At the mental hospital the first day, immediately I was welcomed. Oh my gosh. I know this is not everyone's mental hospital experience, but I was so welcomed. There was this girl, her name's Gracie. Hi, Gracie. I don't know if you're watching this, but I love you, girl. She was awesome. Immediately, my hair was really chopped. Not even my natural hair type of chopped. You could tell I have not even washed my hair or done it in a long time. And even when I have my natural hair, I have to redo my natural hair, which is, well, I always have my natural hair. I don't know how I'm saying. No product hair. I have to redo it over and over. And I definitely looked very chopped. I didn't have makeup on. I was wearing an orange flannel, which something you should know about me is sometimes my style is just chopped. If I don't care absolutely how I look outside, absolutely don't care, there's a sign that I'm probably not okay. the girl Gracie, she braided my hair. And okay, so I low-key have this thing where I have to have a piece of my hair in front of my forehead or I'm not gonna live. Like, actually, like, it's the most insecurity prone thing. Like, you know how you can't eat certain things because you're like, no, that's gonna make me fat, and you have such a big anxiety towards it that it actually drives you crazy? Well, that's me with my hair, with the specific strand of my hair that goes in front. I have to have that, or bangs, or I'm not gonna live. So she braided my hair, but like very tight, cornrows kind of style, tied it up in the back. Honestly, I loved that shit. And immediately after that, I had a new aesthetic chat. This mental okay, as I'm talking about this mental hospital chat, I'm telling you right now, I had a great time. I'm telling you right now, I ate that shit up. So me and Gracie quickly became friends, and she was my roommate in this mental hospital. I think she requested it, actually. Like, I think she was a single room person and she requested to room with me. And honestly, fucking goated. Honestly, awesome, because I love her so much. We still keep in contact and she's awesome and I love her. And I don't know how to do this at all, especially with eyeshadow. I'm like, I think that's the best I can do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my eyes. Do I look bad or do I look really good? I think I look kind of fire right now, but I might be lying to myself. Anyway, so she gave me clothes, and honestly, on the first day, I quickly made a new friend. Her name was, I'm not gonna say her actual name, I'm gonna say her name Sarah. Her name was Sarah, and Gracie and Sarah were literally like my favorite people in there, like, actually. And they just, I think everyone in that mental hospital was meant to be there. Like, we were meant to be there together because, oh my gosh, we just bonded so greatly. Like, a lot of the girls in the mental hospital were what you would describe as the ghetto girls. And I definitely am not a ghetto girl. And neither was my friend Sarah. But honestly, like, we all vibed very well together, and we all kind of separated ourselves, but we were able to come together. Like, it was the ghetto girls and the Mexican girls. I was a part of the Mexican girls. The Mexican girls, the ghetto girls, and the white girls, honestly. I am going to say it like that. It was separated. It was separated. And I'm not going to say they're ghetto because they were honestly awesome. And I know that's the words people use, but they were awesome and intelligent and awesome. Anyway, I don't know, but I am gonna keep segregating us like that because that's low-key how we were. But basically, the Mexican girls and the ghetto girls, we were united. I'm also mixed, so whatever. I hung out with both, but we were united, and I think we low-key all just vibed with each other very well. I don't think any of us really vibed with the white girls. How am I going to explain this without it sounding like we're racist?
Stop it. Get some help.
I was honestly pretty happy, but I low-key did not want to leave. Like, I didn't really want to call my family, and I didn't want to leave. Like, I did not want to leave because I was like, going back to the real world is actually hell. And I went to the mental hospital during spring break, sophomore year. So I only missed one day of spring, like, of going back to school. And so for everyone else, life has not changed. Like, life has not changed, school has not changed. And for me, oh, it was hell on earth because my life has changed. I went to a mental hospital, and even after the mental hospital, I low-key did not think I had a problem. Like, I still low-key did not think I had an issue. And I definitely kept doing the things I was doing because the mental hospital, honestly, I'm just gonna be clear, Oh, I love my eyebrows right now. I'm just gonna be clear, it did not help me. It did not fucking help me. And you might be like, what? That's the whole point of going to a mental hospital. It did not help me in the slightest with my mental state. Like, they did give me pills, and they did give me this like therapist lady, which low-key kind of helped for a while, but then we stopped going to the doctors, so I stopped getting my pills. So yay, I just went right back to normal. The main problem that was making me was the fact that my parents wanted to take me out of theater, and I was like, you're not doing that because this is my life. Which I am a very intense person, so like if I really love something and you try to take that away, it's game over, boys. It's game over, because I will actually go to the extremes to make sure you don't take that away from me, because I feel like I can't live without it. I'm a very extreme person, like, which I feel like a lot of artists are, but I am in a mentally ill way. A very extreme person, and I kind of low-key have always been. Especially after puberty. And the mental hospital honestly opened my eyes a little bit to the fact that I had mood swings. Which I don't know how I low-key did know, but I didn't know like it was actually that serious until like I went to the mental hospital. And the only how I could explain myself like in my mental state was mood swings, like major mood swings. And you know what, they should have took that more serious earlier while I was in the mental hospital, because it became a big problem when I went out of it. Anyway, I digress. That's a different story for a different day. I look cool. I low-key think I look kind of cool. I think I look cool. Oh my jeepers, chat. Why do I look like that? Moral of the story is, please get help. If you need help, get help. I don't recommend a mental hospital, okay? If you can avoid it, please do. Like, if you... I don't know, chat. I low-key was pretty self-aware. Like, I low-key knew that I was like that and I didn't want to change. So that's why I'm like, I would be like, please, just don't do it. But I know when you're in that state, even someone telling you don't do it, it's not worth it. It's kind of like you don't care. But I honestly motion you to, this is what I used to do. Every time I wanted to take my own, you know, every time I wanted to do that. I'm not even talking about right now. I'm talking about every time I wanted to, I would start writing letters to everyone I care about. And if you have too many people where writing the letters honestly feels exhausting, and you have too many people to say one more thing to, and your list is just going on and on. Because I always told myself, once I run out of people to say things to, including myself, including yourself, and I run out of things that I want to do, fine, that will be the moment where I decide. But you will always have a thing to say to someone. And when you shift your perspective on life about focusing on yourself rather than the opinions of others, it gets so much better, chat. Oh shit! I motion you to just, I don't know, take a beat, chat, get help. If you need help, please get help. I know a mental hospital was not for me, but it might be for you, and I feel like it depends on the experience. It wasn't for me merely because of the fact that in the mental hospital, I definitely did realize some things about myself. Like, I had I'm only going to be brief about this because different video, but I was very inner homophobic. And I very much did have a crush on a girl in the mental hospital, but I also did have a crush on a girl that was back at home, and I was thinking about her the whole time. And it was just, that was a good experience for me to finally be able to sit there. And almost everyone else at the mental hospital was gay. Not everyone, but almost everyone, where it was kind of like, it kind of made me feel a lot less alone, especially because they already were like me. Like, we're all in the mental hospital chat, like, we all have problems, so we all need to stick together. And they were definitely like me a lot, and I was just like, wow, I feel very cool, very at home, very understood. And so, yeah, I don't know what I was getting with that. It's just, get help, okay? And it might not seem like it's gonna help you right then, and you might not even think it's gonna be helpful, but I promise you, you will find something to help you. Like me, it's my art. It's writing, it's doing art, it's doing theater, it's doing film, it's doing everything that I'm doing right now, doing YouTube. Like, everything that I do right now, it's actively was my self-care things. Like YouTube, film, everything about my life right now is everything that I used to help myself. And that's good, because I still have depression and I still have all of these things, but I'm able to regulate it a lot more because I am actively doing what I want to do every single day. And I advise you to do as much as you want. Like, if you want to do something with your life, I advise you to do it, because it's going to help you. It's going to help you with your mental state, because it helped me. Anyway, let me show you my outfit. That damn dog is barking. Is that my brother? Anyway, I think that's my brother. I'm going to show you my outfit.
I'm a homosexual.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys. Bye, diamonds. To heaven. And I'm out.